So good morning, welcome along to Eclipse Motorcycles. Today we're going to be taking out this is the LXR 125 water-cooled machine, and probably one of the best selling sports bikes that Lexmoto do. Just a quick look around the bike. We have done quite a few video logs on these vehicles, so this is just another quick walk round and a test ride. Nice easy to see the coolant and very easy access to get to all your oils. Nice stainless can on the back of that, and those nice big disc brakes to the front. They do stop on a sixpence. Decent set of rubber on these as well, so Lexmoto really gone to town some nice rubber on these tyres. And then just for the purposes of ride testing, we're going to take this out and we're going to get about 20 miles on this. So firing up the ignition on this, goes through its duty cycle. We have the gear change indicator just here, miles an hour, miles travelled, and your fuel just at the bottom, and then your neutral indicators and all your lights are there as well. So we're just going to fire this one up, take it out on the road, and we're going to get some mileage on this bike. So out into traffic we go. Working our way through the gearbox, nice and steady, taking it easy on the revs. And sitting at a nice steady 40. So there we go. Up to speed, nice and gentle. Now the mirrors on these LXRs very, very good. Perfect view of the road behind. Seating position on this does tuck you into the tank. If you've seen previous videos that I've done on these, it does tuck you into the tank very, very nicely, and this bike just leans into those corners. Now obviously I'm just going to pull it up in a straight line on that front brake. There we go. Really nice bit of braking on this. So very easy to look down, just see what gear I'm in. As soon as you go into neutral, you get a 0 here, and you get the neutral indicator come on. Now this has the daytime running, as we call it, the hawk light in the centre. When you click it over using these controls to your next one up, it does all that for you. So all the bits and pieces are all on here. Very, very easy to see. And we're just going to sit and wait and obviously get some traffic. I've got absolutely nothing behind me, so just stopped up for a few just to show you around the bike. And it does idle very, very well on this bike, so a nice idle off the bike. Just pulling it out into traffic, and we're going to get through the box really quick on this. So 1, 2, 3, and obviously get it up into 5th as quick as we can. Torque the engine up, and my usual position, ride position number 1. Now I have had a lot of people asking me, why do you use ride position 1? Why do you not take up the middle of the road? Simple reason being, as I've said in numerous videos, ride position 2, which is the centre of the road, is where all the rubbish is that cars will drop. So all that unburnt gravel, all the odd bits and pieces, any oil or debris coming off an engine is going to drop centre road. So I would always dominate position 1 or position 3, depending on the traffic behind me. But normally I would ride position 1, because not a lot of car drivers use a rear view indicator. You're more likely to use your side indicators, or side mirror should I say, than you are to use a rear view mirror. And obviously that sits me to the inside of the bike, inside of the car, or the outside of the car. And especially if you're pulling up in traffic as well, you don't want to be centre position. If a car's coming in hard, you are in that firing line should a car want to come and stop a little bit too quick. So I'd always say, if you're pulling up behind the car, pull out to the near side or the off side of the car. Don't get yourself in the firing line right up behind the car, especially with a lorry as well. If you're up behind vehicles, let them see you in those side mirrors rather than a rear view mirror. Obviously vans, lorries don't have rear view mirrors. You're behind a lorry and he decides he wants to stop sharply, you're the only one that's going to be behind and he's not going to know that you are there. So position 1, position 3 is my preferred choice. Obviously other bikers do ride in different positions, but obviously to make you aware, that is the position that I would use. So hence why I ride position 1. Obviously if I'm out on my big bike, I do ride out in position 3. I tend to hug the centre of the road and dominate the lane. But on something like this, though, you're doing a run-in test, you want to allow a little bit of gap for people to come around you. And as I've said in also numerous videos, don't use those mirrors, use your shoulder checks. Shoulder checks are a very, very essential thing to do, so make sure that you've got your shoulder checks done, moving into any corners, and obviously just occasional check over those blind spots just to see that nothing is there. Now obviously on one of these I'm just doing a shoulder check. If I happen to be on my big bike, I tend to hand on the leg and do the full look over the shoulder, which is what I tend to do if I've got other bikes out with me and we're riding in a pack. So I tend to do the MotoGP thing, twist myself in the seat and hook myself over the shoulder, but obviously being aware that I've only got one hand on the bar, so that is not something that I would emphasise you do on a 125. Just nice little short shoulder checks, and use those mirrors as well. So we're just going to come off here, go round the roundabout, crack up a few more miles on this. And obviously for the purposes of ride testing, we'll just do a few more bits and pieces, and then I'm going to edit the video down and we'll do the urban routes. I'm just going to come in on the back brake this time. And even off that combined braking, it does pull up very, very well. So just working my way back through the box again. And as you can see, back down into first gear. And that smell of new bike again, just as those exhausts burn off and the engine gets itself nicely up to temperature. And even on a semi-damp day like today, those tyres, I can feel them gripping the road. Very, very nice. The front brake really effective at bringing me down to speed as I work my way back through that gearbox. Very smooth gearbox on these. Most of the Lexmoto gearboxes are very, very smooth. They're not clunky. Not like the old Chinese bikes used to do, so really is nice. Once again, coming in nice and hard, and a big front brake pull. So we're just going to go back onto the dual carriageway again. Quick shoulder check. And we're going to go back down onto the dual carriageway. Obviously aware that I've got a car right over my shoulder. Going to give him time to pull out and make my way back to position 1. So nice steady 41 on the clock, 5th gear, and that dash telling me everything I need to know about this bike. Handles absolutely perfectly, all the levers, all the bars, everything's all checked out. The gear lever's in the right place as well, which is one of the pre-checks that we obviously do when we take a bike out. Have a good look, ride around the bike, check it all over, make sure everything is absolutely a-okay before it goes out to a customer. Obviously we've got a lot of bikes going out again. Sold another load yesterday, so we've got a big batch of Titans coming out. Next one up for me to ride is going to be the Viper. I've got the pink Titan coming up as well, and then hopefully sometime this week I'm going to try, but obviously we are incredibly busy, I'm going to try and get this Riot video done for you guys. Get out on the little Lexmoto Riot, give it a run, see what she's like, and we'll have a little bit of a urban fun on a mini moto, as I call them. But if you haven't seen that Riot, oh, what a piece of equipment that is. So looking forward to doing that one. So obviously save the video because I'm going to be going up and down the dual carriageway for a little bit. What I'll do, we're going to end it short here, and I'll catch up with you guys in just a while as we go back into the urban route and put it round town. And we've just come off the dual carriageway route now, so currently about 18.7 miles on the bike. I'm down the dual carriageway about 5 times just to obviously get some mileage on this bike, check what it's like at 40 mile an hour, and we're back in on the urban route now for the last about mile or so. So we're just going to see what this handle's like around town. As I said before, on these little LXRs, water-cooled engine, this thing could just go on all day and not worry about getting hot compared to the air-cooled engines. So obviously you're thinking of a bike for something a little bit longer. If you're doing sort of 30 to 40 mile journeys a day, liquid may be the answer for you. So we're just bringing this back down into the 30s for the speed camera. Let's get the final mile on it and head back to the garage. And once again, gorgeous little bike this one. Does tuck you into the seat very, very well. Pushed up onto the tank. So I've got a very inclined seat on this one, but riding position, it's absolutely superb. And it's obviously a decent journey. It's not as hard on the wrist as it would be with a Super Sport, so you're not down over the bars with the achy wrists. Wrists quite comfortable this morning, elbows feel good, legs nicely tucked in, and as I said before on previous videos of this, feet are about, I'd say about 2 inches behind the upright position, so you've got a slightly race feel to those feet. Very easy to operate the controls on this as well, so obviously the only thing I don't like about this is it has combined braking. So every time I do come to go in on the back brake, I've got front brake being applied. So that's just me. Obviously combined braking is brilliant if you're a new rider or you're a bit of a novice and you overcook it a little bit. You can bang on that rear brake, front brake and not worry about it. But obviously as an old school biker myself, I'm one of those that likes to be in control of the back wheel, get a little bit of slide going sometimes coming around the corners. But obviously, as I said, rear wheel braking, leave your rear wheel braking and brake dragging to the big boys until you've done a course. So obviously you can go on courses and learn how to do a thing called trail braking. And nice big bump, and that suspension definitely soaks up on this LXR, very, very nice. Braking is super hot on these bikes, and why wouldn't it be with those big discs up the front? So front brake will do 1 disc, and the rear braking system operates the rear brake and the opposite front disc. That's whole idea of the combined braking on these. So 20 miles in, we're going to make our way back to the garage now, and as I said before, don't forget all the social media all on my page. Easiest way to do it is go straight off the website, look for the social media page, and that's at revbomb.co.uk. If you want to follow the garage, Eclipse Motorcycles Facebook page, just look for the 2 Royal Alloy scooters and the picture of the scooter and the Mini. And of course their website, eclipsemotorcyclesmk.co.uk. Telephone number is 01908 643 603. And as you can tell by my voice, I'm just chucking it across these bumps just to see what that suspension handles like, and it's soaking it up. I'm not got a ruptured colon or a sore backside yet, so does the job very, very well on this suspension. And if you happen to follow the videos, hit that like, subscribe, smash the hell out of the notifications bell. And next ride up is going to probably be the Venom, or we're going to go for one of the Riots, maybe that Pink Titan. So until the next time, Rev Bomb wishing you be safe, ride well, enjoy what you're doing, have yourself a great week guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Until then, bye bye for now.